What Father Stephen is going to be doing, which I'm excited about these changes because I think it'll be much, uh, in the previous form, we didn't always get everyone into confession.
Mhm.
Sometimes some classes would miss confession. But the way we're going to do it this year is we're going to have, during Advent, we have a parish-wide confession service that actually we're partnering with IHM and St. Paul's, and we're going to have a lot of priests here at St. Thomas to hear confessions for the whole parish.
Nice.
And that is on December 9th. And then on December 10th, the following day, we're going to have a few priests visiting. And during the day, Father Stephen and a few other visiting priests will hear any students' confessions who weren't able to go the previous night.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll do the whole school in one day, rather than we used to do it like almost every day during Advent. We had a class going over there for confession. So that's during Advent.
Mm-hmm.
And then during Lent, we're going to have a school reconciliation service on March 4th. March 4th, Father Stephen will get together some priests, and we'll have the whole school go over there in waves and get to confession, so that every class, 2nd grade through 8th grade, will be able to receive the sacrament of reconciliation here at school during Lent and during Advent. But we do encourage parents to take their children to reconciliation often. You want to talk a little bit
That's
about
what
that?
I think. I think this year is a good opportunity to really encourage the practice of, maybe families attending the sacrament of reconciliation. I see, every month when we have Corpus Christi on Friday evenings, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. on second Fridays, we have confession going on during adoration, and a family comes, and then mom and a couple of the daughters, go get in line for confession, and then mom gets out, and then dad goes and gets in line for confession, and the kids get to see their parents, exercise. I mean, not in the confessional, but knowing that they're like, wow, mom and dad, they recognize they need God's help, they need His healing, they need His forgiveness, and they're practicing this, and that's the best example any of us parents can do is showing that example in our faith life, in our prayer life, and our celebration of the sacraments. So, it'll be great for the kids to be able to do that, and frankly, for them to be able to be familiar, to very early on develop the practice of, it doesn't matter who the priest is. I'm going to receive forgiveness and healing from Jesus, through the priest. And because I know some would be very, very familiar with Father Jim, and like that's the only person I want to go to.
Right.
But having the service with some other priests visiting will be helpful for, I guess, just kind of breaking down a little bit of that barrier.
Absolutely. Well. I think like if a student gets to 8th grade and they've only, like previously, if they had only ever gone to confession with Father Jim, like that's kind of a problem. They should be going to confession more frequently than that, and other places as well. But I think the norm is going to confession as a family.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what the church is calling families to do, because I definitely wouldn't be able to get by just going to confession once in Lent and once in Advent. But that is the bare minimum. That is the minimum that the church requires, is for practicing Catholics to go to confession at least once during Advent and once during Lent, to be in like that good grace.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're encouraging families, both Mr. Horst and myself are encouraging families to take your children to confession often. And if they're in 3rd grade or above, they have gone to confession. They have received their sacrament of first reconciliation. And you can go anywhere. I mean, I don't go to confession at St. Thomas. I don't think you do either.
Not anymore. No.
Yeah. So there's lots of excellent places. Aquinas has confession frequently. The cathedral has confession frequently. I usually go to the cathedral for confession, and sometimes I'll go to Aquinas. They have confession in the evenings a lot of the time.
I go to Aquinas a lot too. Yeah, they always have it. I think it starts an hour before every Mass, and so it goes for 45 minutes.
Yeah. So that they have I think it's a 7:00 Mass on Sunday night. You can go to confession at 6 beforehand. That's a great one. And then at 11 o'clock on Saturdays at the cathedral. That's a good one to go to too. And I do think they have confession after the 12 o'clock mass too, during the day. So lots of options for people to go to reconciliation, but we are encouraging families to make the sacramental life come alive in the family. Parents are the primary educator of their children, and we are so happy to partner with parents to help make sure that, you know, it can be difficult to get to confession, and to make sure that our students are at least going to confession once during Advent and once during Lent. So those dates again are December 9th will be the parish-wide service. That's going to be from 5 to 7 in the evening. We'll have a bunch of priests visiting. We're going to do another one on 12/10, and that's for the school, for the students to come in, and we'll have priests visiting for that as well. And then on March 4th. So
nice.
We are going to be attaching a document that explains all this with this video. I'm going to put that in the email that we send this video out with, that has some more explanation. And if you have more questions, direct them to Mr. Horst.
Yeah, if you need resources like examination of conscience, or, you know, explanations of reminders how to go to confession, or whether it's for the family, for you as parents, for kids, like just to help maybe get some of that teaching down with them. Don't hesitate to reach out.
And I've shared this vision that I have with our students several times, that, you know, in 100 years from now, I have this dream that there'll be this whole batch of canonizations happening, and all these people are getting canonized, and they all just happen to have grown up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and gone to St. Thomas the Apostle Catholic School. We really are aiming at raising saints, really raising saints, and going to confession is an essential part of living out the vocation that God's called us to. So, all right, Mr. Horst, thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
If you have questions about these changes, you can direct them to Mr. Horst. He can give you some more explanation, and his contact information will be included in the document that we're sending out if you don't already have it. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.